What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Slave Assassin 11 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a response to Woody's gamer tag. Now, I know today's Wednesday, so it's supposed to be Halo, but since I'm making a video for Woody, I thought Black Ops 2 would be a little bit more appropriate for the situation. So, I will bring you guys Halo tomorrow and make it up to you guys then. So, anyways, let's jump into it then. Let me first start by saying, Woody, this is not an attack video. I have been a long time sub, and if you actually remember me somehow, in some way, I'm one of your Twitch mods too. I have actually liked every one of your videos in the past besides a select few, and one of those being the video you put out today. So like I said, this is not an attack video. I'm just a long time sub looking for a proper debate. So let me first get on the topic of the pictures of the Phelps family. You're right, that doesn't prove anything at all. The fact that we have two pictures of the same people is not enough evidence to prove they are actors. But whether this picture is real or not, where is your proof that they are who they are? Not saying they are not real people, but simply saying they are real is also not enough proof to debunk that theory itself. Citing your source of information would have been a much better argument to how they were real, you know, Facebooks, prior Facebooks that were created years ago, Twitters, anything that would have proved that these were two real people that knew each other previously. Next, the multiple shooters being arrested. You're right, sometimes the police do make mistakes, and sometimes the wrong guy gets brought in. The issue here is their silence. Why don't we know more about these men? Why didn't they say an apology for the mistake, for arresting them? Why didn't these men come out and say something? Doesn't it seem odd to anybody that even if these men were innocent, why is nobody talking about the fact that they were in the back of the school with black shirts and camo pants running away from it when the shooting started? These are all easily answered questions that could prove their point, but once again, they remain silent. I do not even want to touch on the hammer thing because that topic is silly and in no way evidence pointing in either direction. A 9-year-old boy talking about the sound of a gun is pretty much irrelevant because he probably doesn't even know what a gun sounds like anyways. So let's move on to the actual guns. Their official story has now moved to 2 pistols, 1 shotgun, and an AR-15. Okay, that's fine. I don't know how they missed the guy wielding an AR-15 in the initial report when they claimed he had 4 pistols, but whatever. Here's what I want to say about the AR. I have been a long-time gun fan. I've shot many different guns, such as a Colt 1911, shotguns of all types, muzzle loaders, and sporting rifles. I've also shot the legendary AK-47. Now, Woody, you are also being a pretty big gun fan, right? And hanging out with Dimitri so much, I can assume that you have shot an AR-15 before and you know how the gun acts, its weight, and how hard it is to shoot. You have learned how to adapt to these things and gain accuracy with the weapon. Now, they claimed Adam Lanza shot each individual 2 to 3 times. They also claimed he missed practically no shots. Now, Woody, you're a big dude, so an AR-15 in your hands is not that heavy. But Adam Lanza was a pretty skinny kid. And the Bushmaster AR-15, which, by the way, is one of the most expensive ARs, and it's very odd for someone to buy that, spend that much money on a branded rifle that they're only going to use for self-defense. More or less, they would go with like a DPMS arms or something smaller and cheaper. But anyways, that gun weighs anywhere from 6 to 13 pounds depending on the attachments and setup you use. Now let's assume he had an average styled gun, about 8 to 8.5 pounds, plus his fully loaded 30-round magazine. Let's just call it 10 pounds. So you're telling me this skinny kid held an AR-15 out in front of him and shot 26 people 2 to 3 times in the middle of the chaos without missing a shot? All with very little prior gun experience? Now, I challenge anyone but the Navy SEALs to try a feat like that, because that's almost like the JFK shot 3 times in 6 seconds thing. It's almost impossible to do in that situation. A person with no gun experience to be able to put that much accuracy out for one of his first times using this rifle is very slim to none chance. Now, this whole AR thing could have been easily proven with pictures of the actual gun, bullet holes, broken glass, anything that proved that he had that gun in there. But yet they show us no evidence that this gun was even there at all. I mean, did the school have no cameras in it, or did anybody not get a picture of this kid? Did nobody pull out their cell phones to get, recording? Maybe like in Columbine, people were using, cameras that they had, stuff like that. They didn't do anything like this in Sandy Hook. And it's very odd in this day of age in 2012, at that time I should say, 2012, that nobody would have gotten any video or picture evidence of Adam Lanza with this gun. Now, Woody, I'm proud to be subscribed to a guy who promotes happiness and positivity, and you do that in almost all your videos. But what upsets me, though, is that you finally used your ability to spread information about this subject to mass amounts of people in a negative way. And instead of making a video on how gun control doesn't work, which is definitely what I was hoping you would do for the longest time, figuring that you knew Dimitri and you guys were both into pro-gun control and, being able to have your rights and stuff like that, I figured you were going to help spread the word with us better, but you haven't. you try to debunk the Sandy Hook video, which is fine, and I have no problem with somebody trying to debunk something, but only if you're willing to bring a lot more evidence to the table. I mean, you skipped over a lot of topics, and you only picked the easy ones to debunk. Now, I know you're a smart guy. I mean, hell, you're probably a lot smarter than me. There's no doubt about that. But I know you have much more of an ability to research the common sense issues of this story. I think you will find there is a lot more holes in the story than you think. So, I just feel like you should have looked into it more. And maybe people should have helped you more. Maybe you could have asked on Twitter, and we could have given you some more information, some more videos. We could have given you things that we've cited. Stuff like that. And I think the research could have turned out much better for you, even if it was a short video that you're planning on putting out. So that's all I have for today. I could probably talk for a few more hours about this, but I don't want to bore you to death. So I want to thank everyone for stopping by and checking out the video. If you want to hear more, leave a comment below, and I would be happy to make another video about all of the facts that I know, including some of the things like how Adam Lanza got into the school. He got into the school supposedly at first they said that they let him walk right in. At the second they said that he shot the front door out, but yet nobody ever had any evidence of this window or this door, whatever it was, in the beginning of the front of the building getting shot out. Nobody had any pictures of this. And that's a pretty common thing when you see a lot of shootings and stuff. At least the paparazzi, not the paparazzi, but like the newscasters and all those guys, maybe paparazzi, they wouldn't be paparazzi, but you know what I'm saying. The people that use video cameras all around situations like this to try to fame themselves for better pictures. It's very odd that none of them would try to get a picture of the glass in the front of the building being shot out. It's very odd that they wouldn't take any pictures at all of anything. So, that's just stuff that bothers me, and I figured I'd get it off my chest. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day, have a good night, and peace.